Hi, Kevin Pawlak here with Emerging Civil War, standing on the east bank of the Antietam Creek, which flows just behind me. And beyond the stone wall, of course, behind me you can also see the famous, well-known, perhaps one of the most iconic landmarks on any American battlefield, the Burnside Bridge. Fighting raged here from about 10 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon of September 17th. 3 separate Union assaults tried to crack the Confederate defenses, about 400 Georgians on the bluffs on the west side of the creek. The first 2 Federal assaults failed, but it was the last one that became immortalized in Antietam and Civil War lore. 2 units, the 51st New York and the 51st Pennsylvania, led the assault. Shortly after noon on September 17th, they made their way by column of 4s, side by side, down a ravine on the slope there to my right. Both regiments were supposed to immediately charge right across the bridge. They were not supposed to stop and fire. However, immediately upon coming to the base of this hill in the floodplain here, opposite the eastern end of the Burnside Bridge, they received tremendous volume of fire from the Georgians there positioned on the bluffs, and natural human instinct told the soldiers from Pennsylvania and New York to find cover. The Pennsylvanians peeled off and they began to utilize this stone wall here behind me. The New Yorkers were a bit less lucky, and they had to utilize the post and rail fence that runs south from the bridge itself. After perhaps a 15-minute firefight, the Federal soldiers themselves could sense that the Georgians' fire was slackening as the Georgians began to pull back after being exhausted and nearly running out of ammunition. And so one by one, in dribs and drabs, the Pennsylvanians and New Yorkers began to make their way across the bridge itself. According to the after-action report of their division commander, it was somebody that was very much trying to walk the fine line about not dealing out too much praise in either the Pennsylvanians' favor or the New Yorkers' favor. He wrote that exactly at 1 p.m. on the afternoon of September 17th, the colors of the 51st Pennsylvania and 51st New York reached the west bank of the Antietam Creek at exactly the same time. It probably did not happen in quite a concerted fashion like that, but nonetheless, the bridge was now in Union hands by 1 p.m. on the afternoon of September 17th.